El Gusto tells the story of a group of men who started playing shabi music in the 1940s during the height of its popularity in Algeria. For decades, the Muslim and Jewish friends studied and played music together and lived side by side in the hilly neighborhoods of the Kasbah in Algiers.
Whether you were Jewish, Christian, or Muslim, it didn't matter.
Architect turned filmmaker Safinez Bouzbia says shabi is considered the music of the people and transcends class, religion, and ethnicity.
These men that used to hang around in all these underground bars and drinking and jamming all night with Africans, with Western Africans, with Corsican people, with Maltese, and it was just a boiling point of meeting all sorts of people. Shabi music is a music that's like, it's a bit like jazz, where it actually originates from different influences, where there's Andalusian, there is flamenco, Spanish, there is a lot of African beats, and there is Oriental tunes and melodies.
It was a working class music.
The Algerian-born filmmaker grew up in Europe and had never heard about shabi music. In the mid-1950s, 3 decades before she was born, the Algerian War of Independence forced this group of shabi musicians to disband. The Jewish members fled to France, while the others scattered throughout Algeria. The men didn't see each other for 50 years. In 2003, during a trip to Algiers, Bouzbia met one of the musicians and learned about his story and the friends he had been separated from.
I just was so touched by this man's passion and story that I wanted to help him find his friends. So I went looking for his friends just to put them in touch, and didn't realize it was going to take 2.5 years, but it did.
Once she located them, Bouzbia organized a reunion concert for the group, now called El Gusto, in Marseille, France. And that's when she came up with the idea for a documentary.
For me, it was the attachment to the men that started. I was fascinated by these men that were just full of passion, and they were very elderly men. I mean, the youngest was 72, and the oldest was, what, 96, I think, or 97?
Green ticket, second line here.
El Gusto was presented at the Arabian Sights Film Festival in Washington, D.C. The sold-out crowd was electrified by the film, giving Bouzbia a standing ovation. As for the El Gusto Orchestra, the men are currently touring Europe and recently produced their 3rd album. A U.S. concert is planned for the near future. Julie Taboh, VOA News, Washington.